Do you kind of think in your heart of hearts that style and comfort are mutually exclusive? Or conversely, do you feel like comfortable is the definition of your style? Today, I'm hoping to convince you to consider comfort more of a basic human right, and also to see that comfort doesn't have to mean sloppy, it can definitely be stylish. I know some women can move in heels just as well as any shoes, but that is not me. The more comfortable I get in my own style DNA, the more I realize that I'd like to be able to just spontaneously grab the opportunity to go for a long walk or go dancing or do something fun without worrying that I'm going to get blisters or twist my ankle. So, the first suggestion I have for you is 2 mile shoes. I try to set a standard for myself that I hope that I could live if I had to walk 2 miles in any of my shoes. And that's pretty easy for, my sneakers or my chacos or whatever, my leisure type shoes. But a lot of days I want to be wearing something that looks a little bit more polished and put together, but not like fancy. So those are the real workhorses in my wardrobe as far as shoes. And I have things like I have some Allbirds flats. I have some um, Blondo waterproof boots. There's nothing high end, but just functional shoes that are leather usually, and I can wear with just about any outfit. So that's my first recommendation is having shoes that you can walk in, uh, and that you don't have to think about your feet hurting when you're moving through life. That's just, we don't need that. So another thing that we don't need is clothes that don't fit, clothes that are too tight to do what you want to do, or that are so loose that they're falling off your shoulders, or those types of things. You might have to end up getting alterations. And I hope to give you a lot more suggestions about finding clothes that fit you well as this podcast goes on. But here is the way that you can tell by looking if your clothes fit. If your clothes have horizontal lines across them anywhere, that spot is tight. Like, yeah, I have that problem every now and again with my jackets being tight on the biceps. So if it hangs in, if your garment hangs in vertical lines, that means it's too loose. Yeah. So that's how you can visually tell if something fits you. The third suggestion that I have for you about making sure that all your clothes feel comfortable on you is about fabric. So it can be really subtle. We don't always think about like what the kind of fabric is and how that's impacting how comfortable the garment is. But natural fibers are always going to be okay. So maybe not always, but 98% of the time, they are going to be more comfortable than man-made fibers. So that's something that you can look for to just have those garments that feel super comfortable on you. Another aspect of fabric for you to consider is the level of stretch. Different people might feel differently around the amount of stretch that they want in their garments, but that is definitely something that can make your clothes more comfortable if it has the right amount of stretch. Fabrics that are drapey or just soft that feel comfortable. And have you heard of Dressing Your Truth? Many years ago, when that program first came out, I was blogging and I was able to go through all four of the first iteration of the training for, each of those four types. So I am not super up to date on it, but at the time when it came out anyway, I had a really good idea about what it's good for, which one of the things I think it is really good for is the types of fabrics. So if you know your dressing your truth type, I would say that is a good place to start for you for fabrics. It's not great for color. So if you know you're dressing your truth type and you want a better color palette, you want my seasonal color palette product, which is very inexpensive. I also do more custom palettes, which are really ideal. But if you just want a quick palette and you know you're dressing your truth type, you can go to signaturestylesystems.com/product/seasonal-color-palette-discovery/ and get that there. All right. And then my fourth suggestion for you is just make sure everything functions for you. Now, it's the 2 Mile Shoes kind of overlaps with this one. Here's another example. I have for like 30 something years carried my keys on this little key ring that slides onto my belt loop. And I'm just making myself a rule that all my pants have to have belt loops, because otherwise, where are my keys going to be? I can put them in my purse, but it's kind of a pain. So I do that if I'm wearing a dress that doesn't have pockets, but eventually I'll probably only have either dresses that have pockets or pants that have a belt loop for my key ring. So anyway, just what are the things that you need to function? Do you need pockets? Do you need to just make sure that everything you have has pockets? Anyway, that would be your homework would be, what is one rule you can create for yourself to move toward making every outfit comfortable? Or what is one item you can part with that really isn't? Thanks for being here for the Signature Style Systems podcast. Have fun being you.